ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive. Winner of the 2024 West Virginia Broadcasters Association Excellence in Broadcasting Award for Best Talk Show.
It is Wednesday, November 6th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Our text line this hour is going to be 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Coming up today on the program, we're going to hear from Jared Hundley. He's Director of Marketing and Fan Engagement at Marshall University. A big one last night over at Hoops Family Field as Marshall and West Virginia battled to a draw. 0-0. No score in this one. So number 8 and number 10 could not get it done. They had to shake hands and go their separate ways until hopefully the championship game. Marshall's going to be the 2 seed. West Virginia is the 1 seed. West Virginia wins the regular season crown because Marshall, unfortunately, in the Sun Belt, ended up with a lot of draws. I mean, the Herd's undefeated in the Sun Belt, and so is West Virginia. The Herd's undefeated. West Virginia's undefeated. The Herd is undefeated at home. But, again, a lot of that comes down to Marshall didn't win several matches. Marshall, unfortunately, a victim of the points. Marshall was really good last night. Marshall's one of the best teams in the country. West Virginia is one of the best teams in the country. And so that's the one thing that really always bothered me about soccer, the fact that you can play for a draw. You can play for a draw. Or you can play not to lose, but not to win either, if that will get you a point. And, of course, a point is all West Virginia needed. And so the Mountaineers are the champions of the regular season. So the Herd still, of course, has everything it wants in front of it. I know Chris Grassi likes those regular season crowns, but at the same time, I know Marshall would have liked to have won that title and then got the 1 seed and hosted all the way to possibly the championship game. So Marshall's now 9-1-6, 4-0-5 in league play. West Virginia 10-1-6, 5-0-4 in league play. And, of course, that's the big difference there. That's the absolute difference. If you win 1 or 2 more, instead of going to a draw, you might have a different situation here. And I think the atmosphere was fantastic last night of the game. Record crowd, 3,157, largest attended soccer game in the state of West Virginia, history of the state of West Virginia. So that was the biggest one. And so we'll talk a little bit more about what that event meant. Jared Hundley is going to join us here in a little bit. Again, Director of Marketing and Fan Engagement, Marshall University. But with the Thundering Herd now set for number 2 in the tournament, playing host all the way to the championship game. If West Virginia gets eliminated early, then the Thundering Herd, if Marshall can win out, would have that opportunity to host the championship game. I'm hoping we get Marshall, West Virginia back on the pitch. This time it would be in Morgantown, and the winner would take the championship of the tournament. So that's what I'm hoping for, and I think that's what a lot of people are hoping for as well. After the match, Chris Grassi, he actually was happy with the way the team performed. With it being a draw, he still was happy with where this team is at right now.
Yeah, we've been looking for that sort of signature performance of the season. Unfortunately tonight that was it. That's the best we've played all season. I mean, we did everything that we planned to do. We dominated possession, we dominated play, we had all the chances. We just didn't put one in the back of the net. But we've been looking for, that great performance, like the traditional Marshall performance where we dominate the ball, we move teams around, right, and we create a lot of chances. That was tonight. That's the best we've played all season. I'm really happy with the guys. I mean, undefeated in the conference, regular season, undefeated at home. It's just, we know we've dropped some points with some performances that we're not proud of down the road. But tonight, this is a performance we can take all the way to another championship.
When you look at that on film and realize that you did what you wanted to, does that give you an extra level of confidence, even not walking away with a regular season title tonight?
Yeah, it's a little bit. The guys are upset, and obviously it's an opportunity to win a title. You get very few in your life. You get a ring for the guys, but if we can play like that, it doesn't matter who plays in front of us. We can go win a championship for sure. It's definitely I saw a championship team tonight, you know, and I kind of worried, okay, this season are we going to be there? But I saw a championship team tonight. We were the best team. We just got to finish those chances. We created enough chances, you know, not picking on any individual guys. We had enough chances to put one away. You know, sometimes it doesn't go your way, but we've got to continue with the process of doing what we're doing. But it felt like it really clicked today, and so hopefully we can take that all the way.
Does it change the tenor of the match when a team comes in knowing that a draw wins it for them? Does that change anything?
Yeah, a little bit. You could see sort of, you know, especially in the first half, they were very conservative. Usually when they push sort of that left-sided guy higher, he was staying very, very low because we were able to counter-attack in there the first couple of times. It definitely does, knowing that they needed a draw. But, you know, we knew from the get-go we needed a win, so there's no hard feelings. It was very, you know, it was a very good tactical match. I just thought, again, I was super proud. Like, I've been looking for a 90-minute game this season, and that was it, you know.
You know, when you look at the last two results leading into this, you know, does it feel like a missed opportunity, or do you take that and just, you know, how do you view those last two?
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit calmer than I used to, but it obviously does feel like we missed an opportunity, right? You know, and the Georgia State one especially, because we had 4.4 expected goals, and so we had created more chances and they had point something, you know, and we let them to score 3 and we concede 3. So I think it's time to go home. You know, I think in those, you know, in those situations you can beat yourself up, but really what we need to do now, it's all to play for, right? The conference championship is coming up. That's to play for. We've got to take the positives now and move forward instead of just going back and saying, okay, Kentucky, we had twice as much XG, you know, Georgia State, Coastal, like you're looking at all of those like ties, right? The slip against JMU, you know, you can go back to any sort of moment, but we've been putting together promising bits of performances, but tonight was a total one.
You get, you know, that first Sun Belt Conference tournament game at home.
Yeah, first two, hopefully, yeah. One at a time, ODU.
Yeah.
I've been told reliably it's ODU.
You know, just how beneficial is it to know you still have, you know, that home crowd to play in front of?
Yeah, no, hopefully we get them back out. I know it's a big occasion tonight. You know, there's some big events happening tonight. I said one of them could impact the rest of your lives, and the other one's the election.
I think we close.
Yeah, you can't follow that up. That's Chris Grassi. Thanks to Luke Creasy helping us out last night from HD Media. We'll hear from Dan Stratford later on. Jared Hundley's going to join us when we continue. He'll tell us about that playoff. You got a couple of tournament opportunities at home. 3,157 show up. Largest soccer game in state history. Also, we've got tickets to give away. Yesterday, I did not give my tickets away. So I got to make up for that today. So I have a 4-pack of tickets to go see the Herd take on Toledo. And then I've got a 4-pack of tickets. And I'm going to give you 2 Marshall games to go to. I'm going to give you Toledo and Southern Indiana. So I'm basically going to give you a pair for Toledo. I'm going to give you a pair for Southern Indiana. Text the win. 304-396-TALK. 304-396-8255. That's our number to be a part of the program. Who gets the first dunk against Toledo on Saturday? Who gets the first dunk for the Thundering Herd? 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. When we continue, Jared Hundley joins us, Director of Marketing and Fan Engagement at Marshall University. This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Metro Community Federal Credit Union has been serving the Huntington community for 70 years and is proud to announce our newest location in Lavalette is now open. Wayne County residents, you now have access to a modern banking facility, a full range of services, advanced technology, expert financial advice, and even a smart coffee kiosk cafe. Learn more about Metro Community Federal Credit Union online at metrocommunityfcu.com or visit us today on 5th Street Road.
Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
Hey Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. It's that time of year again, football season. Frank's has you covered from Marshall, WVU, the rest of college football to the NFL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials they have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check them out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Hey guys, do you want male performance in the bedroom and do you want it now? Get it in 47 seconds or less. For the first time, you can have instant male enhancement. Introducing Knox 47, the topical male enhancement that works in 47 seconds or less. Satisfaction guaranteed. Finally, after years of scientific research, our proprietary formula will allow you to perform in the bedroom like never before. Just imagine that little blue pill on steroids. No reason to settle and wait when you can get instant performance now. Forget about pills and potions that make you wait hours or up to 30 days to work. That's yesterday's news. Knox 47 is brand new. The hottest thing for men. And you don't need a prescription. Call now and get your free supply for a limited time.
To find out how to get Knox 47 for free, call now. 800-617-1621. That's 800-617-1621. Free bottles for limited time. Call 800-617-1621. That's 800-617-1621.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Postseason play is here for Ashland Tomcats football. The legendary Dickie Martin will bring you all the exciting playoff play-by-play action on your home for Tomcats football. Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. Download the Cat Sports app and listen online. The Tomcats are back at home this Friday, matching up against Harrison County. Ashland Tomcats football on Cat Sports is sponsored by Kentucky Farmers Bank, McLeod's Body Shop, People Helping People, and Clark's Pump and Shop. Ashland Tomcats football from Kindred Communications.
Now is the time to add on a new bathroom or remodel your old one with the latest up-to-date bathroom fixtures from Mutual Wholesalers, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Come in today to Mutual Wholesalers' beautiful showroom and see how your new bathroom will look. Check out Acre by Max. Have a new bathroom this year. Mutual Wholesalers, locally owned and operated, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Call 304-525-9118.
Hi everyone, I'm Kristen Bell, and I invited you here to my hotel room to talk about your cheeks, your big, beautiful cheeks. Get your mind out of the gutter, I'm talking about swabbing them. Did you guys know that each year 20,000 Americans with blood cancer are searching for their life-saving marrow match? Can you even believe that? I mean, people need marrow, you guys, and we have it. So here's how we can help. It's really, really simple. All you have to do is swab your cheek, this cheek. Then go to Gift of Life Marrow Registry. It's so easy, anyone can do it. And in case you're wondering, if you're a match, donating, it's a lot easier than you think. So wherever you are, go ahead and swab that cheek. Go to giftoflife.org and get a free kit sent to your home, or find a donor drive in your area so that you can swab a cheek and save a life. It's only a minute of your time, but it can give someone else the rest of their life.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back to our Wednesday edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We're going to give you an opportunity to win a 4-pack of tickets to go see the Herd take on the Toledo Rockets. It's coming up on Saturday. Also, I'm throwing in for another winner. I'm going to make 2 winners tonight. I'm going to give you a 2-pack of tickets for Saturday's game against Toledo, and then the game on Monday against Southern Indiana. So our text line this hour is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. A couple of guesses have already come in. I've asked you who's going to get the first dunk of the game on Saturday. Texter says, Paul, Nate Martin's going to have the first dunk and go Herd. Also from the text line, my guess is Obina Anachili. I think that's what you're saying. My guess is Obina Anachili killing. See, I'm reading your spelling, and I'm reading it just the way it looks. Obina's going to have the first dunk against Toledo. Toledo's always a tough opponent. We better bring our game. And sorry for the spelling. I was using talk to text. I appreciate that as well. That's okay. That's okay. Joining us on the program now, I'm sure he's said it wrong a couple of times. He won't admit it, though. Jared Hundley's with us. He is the Director of Marketing and Fan Engagement. How many times did you have to initially practice Obina Anachili Killen? Jared, can you hear us, and are you there?
I am here, Paul.
There you go. There you go. I don't know if you heard me as we were butchering Obina's name because it got spelled wrong on my text line. And so my head's just trying to translate that. How many times did you have to practice Obina Anachili Killen when you first saw the name?
Obina Anachili Killen, man. No, I had it right out the gate.
Look at you.
I see that guy every day, man. We got some good back and forth, me and Obina.
Look at you. Look at you. Day one, you knew how to do it. Hey, we had a big event last night. I'm not talking about the election. I'm talking about 3,157, largest crowd ever to watch a soccer game in the state of West Virginia, as Marshall and West Virginia played to a draw. That was a big undertaking for you and your staff.
No, it was the biggest event in this entire country yesterday, for sure. It was good. To have our team out there, we really competed out there, man. That was a heck of a game. Super happy with all the fans coming out, turning out, showing up at the vet. You could feel their presence, man, and they definitely made a difference. And I know our boys on the field feel it as well. Just super excited for us, our staff, the whole athletic department, all of our departments, man, for putting that together. And like you said, putting together a record-breaking night for the whole state, and just continuing to grow that soccer fan base that we have here in Huntington and kind of abroad, for us. So, it was super exciting, and we're excited to get moving forward to the Sun Belt Conference tournament as well, man.
7-seeded Old Dominion will come in to Huntington, the quarterfinals of the Sun Belt Conference, Sunday, 3 p.m., I know you're hustling quickly to make sure everybody has tickets and what they need to know, but for fans that maybe are tuning in for the first time, maybe want to come to that game, and maybe we can make that game the largest attended soccer game in state history. What do they need to know, and how quickly do they need to act to get tickets to this thing?
Yeah, that's always the hope, man. If we can get everybody out here all the time, that's what our goal is. And we just sent out an email to all of our season ticket holders just so that we could go through a claims process with them so they can claim their tickets. So look out in your emails for that. Once you claim your seats, we'll then go on sale, to everybody. So just keep an eye out on, social medias, Herdman soccer pages, Herd Zone pages, just for that information as it comes out. And like you said, man, we're looking to pack it out again for the conference tournament. Keep your eyes out, and we'll pack the vet again, like you said, for 7-seeded ODU on Sunday at 3 p.m.
Do you know, since this is a Sun Belt tournament match, pricing going to remain the same? Anything that changes?
Yeah, I believe there's general session prices. I know Ryan could talk better about this. I believe the general session tickets are $10, but we will go through a process after our game where we're hosting is kind of the neutral site. We'll go through our game, stadium will clear, and then there's also an opportunity to get tickets to that second match, featuring, JMU and, UCF. So we'll go through that process as well for fans, but I believe it should be similar prices for our games, and then that $10 kind of general session for the other games as well.
Jared Hundley joins us, Director of Marketing and Fan Engagement. So we've got soccer on Sunday, but we also, of course, we got basketball this weekend, both for the men and women. The men will be on Saturday, and then the women, that game is on Sunday. And so that'll be a first look at the Herd in the regular season for most Marshall fans against Northern Kentucky. That game's going to be at 1 o'clock, so we're hoping that we can get everybody from the Henderson Center to the vet in a timely fashion.
Yeah, no, we're excited to have the women's team back in action here. Like you said, it's going to be kind of the opener for us at home in the Julie Folks era, so we're excited to have that game coming on. But like you said as well, we'll have that soccer game right after at 3 p.m., so kind of a little doubleheader action on Sunday. I know we're kind of doing our We Are Thankful events this weekend, for women's and men's basketball, so look out for that. Look out for veterans discounts, things of that nature for our basketball games. We'll probably have the big flag out there from Woodman Life. We'll probably have our ROTC guys rappelling and everything. So, we'll have a fun atmosphere at our basketball games. But like you said as well, if you can make your way from the basketball games to the soccer games, that'd be great. Something's always happening around here, and we're nonstop. So we definitely appreciate the support.
Jared Hundley's joining us, Director of Marketing and Fan Engagement. So we've got soccer and we've got basketball ramping back up. And then I know the men are off this week as far as the home schedule is concerned for football on the road. But coming back, it's going to be the 75 game. Anything early that you can tell us about what fans need to know for this year's 75 game?
Yeah, so like I said, it's going to be a great atmosphere for that one as well. We'll do the ceremony on the 14th at the Fountain. So if you can make your way out to that, that's always one of those events that I tell anybody coming to town or any of the newcomers that that's just a special event and something that, as a Marshall fan my whole life, man, it's something really cool to be a part of. So get out to the Fountain ceremony if you can. As far as the game, like you said, remember the 75. We'll go through. We'll have our jerseys. We'll have the helmets. Nothing that I can really say too much as far as those, but we'll have special ones for that. And like I said, we'll get the game going and pretty much business as usual for our fans there. If you're getting there, make sure you're there early. We have our $2 blitz that we've implemented this season, kind of for that first hour of gates opening, where we're opening the gates 2 hours early. So get in there, take advantage of that. Make sure you're avoiding the lines and make sure you're in the zone early so that you do get in there and you can see kickoff and support the guys, take it on Coastal, and remember in the 75 like we do each year. So it's a real fun event, man, and I'm excited to get the 16th here and get that game underway.
Jared Hundley joins us, Director of Marketing, Fan Engagement, Marshall University. All right, who's going to have the first dunk in the game on Saturday? Who do you think is going to be the guy?
Man, it's hard to say. We got a bunch of guys, man. We got me, we got Y, we got Obina, we got all the guys, man. So it's hard to say who's going to go out there. I mean, Mike can toss them, Cade can toss them. We might see an oop for the first one. I don't know. It's always a fun atmosphere in the can, man. Those guys are exciting to watch.
Jared, the election's over. You don't have to be political anymore. Let's nail this down. Give me a name. You have to.
Okay.
Who do you like?
Let's see. I'll call an early Nate Martin.
Nate Martin. Okay. Nate Martin. He is that going to be the first points also of the game? What do you think? You think Corny would draw it up that way, make it look good? Nate Martin to the rim, dunk.
Oh, hey, that would make me look good, but I don't know. An opening three might hit too, so we'll take either one. I'm all for the points.
Okay. Nate Martin's going to be the guy. Jared Hundley, my guest, Director of Marketing, Fan Engagement, Marshall University. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you doing it. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
That's Jared Hundley, everyone. When we continue, we'll hear a little bit more about this Marshall, West Virginia draw last night. Also, the college football playoff first rankings came out yesterday. That's the event I was most interested in. And Oregon's number one. And Indiana got the shaft. What's that about? We'll talk about it when we continue on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back to our Wednesday edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line this hour is going to be 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Texter wrote in, asked Paul, I'm trying to figure out a game plan for Saturday. Going to the basketball game, then looking to watch the football game afterwards. Do you know if Giovanni's is going to show the game? Yes, I think they are. I believe they got a watch party going on. We're going to be there for our pregame, and then we're going to clear out and make room. but they, I believe, are having a watch party. You might need to RSVP. Check on that. And we're talking about 20th Street Giovanni's. That's where we're going to be on Saturday. We'll do our football pregame, then we'll do our basketball pregame, and then I'm going to head over to the Henderson Center and hopefully can catch a lot of the football game after the basketball game is done. So you might want to check, do that. And I think that's if you go by, I think they've got some signage up as well. So if you haven't been by in a while, maybe tonight's a good night to go get a pizza. Our text line's open the rest of the way, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. So it was a busy night yesterday with soccer, with the college football rankings coming out. And even though Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia, and Miami are ranked 1, 2, 3, and 4, that is not what the bracket looks like. The bracket is going to be confusing for some. It's going to be interesting to kind of try to figure out here over the next few weeks as we learn the system. But Oregon, the 1 seed, Georgia, the 2 seed, Miami, the 3 seed, BYU, the 4 seed, and then the 12-5 matchups, Boise State at 12, Ohio State at 5, Indiana at the 9 seed taking on the 8 seed, Tennessee, Notre Dame's the 10 seed facing off against the 7 seed, Penn State, and Alabama, the 11 seed, number 6 seed is going to be Texas. And, of course, those teams advance on to face off against either Oregon, Georgia, Miami, or BYU. There will not be any reseeding in this as well. So if you're Ohio State, you get to play BYU at a neutral location. And I think that probably bodes better for Ohio State than it does BYU if this holds out. Some good news. We got word from the league today that Kylie Maston has been named Women's Runner of the Year. So she's recognized as the Sun Belt's top individual in women's cross country. Hannah Weiler was named to the women's second team all-conference. So congratulations to those young ladies. Also, some good news for some former Marshall golfers. Joe Fagans and Lyndon Mead inducted into the West Virginia Golf Association Hall of Fame. Of course, those of you that remember Coach Fagans, also a player, led the team to a conference title and served as the head coach for 40 years. Mead, a 3-time West Virginia PGA champion, won the Mid-American Conference Championship in 1958. I was not around then, with a record-setting round. So congratulations to those two. Mead won the West Virginia Open in 63 and 84. Mead also received West Virginia PGA Player of the Year honors in 1984. Fagans, of course, inducted into the Marshall Hall of Fame in 2000. Fagans also served as president of the Golf Coaches Association of America, head coach of Team USA, and tournament director for the Palmer Cup, and served as associate athletic director and executive director of the Big Green Scholarship Foundation. So it's a lot of accolades there, a lot of accomplishments, and just add more to this as they inducted into the West Virginia Golf Association Hall of Fame. So definitely a worthy honor for both of them. Our text line is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. That's our text line. Big match of the night last night. For those of you not following politics, it was Marshall and West Virginia playing to a draw. We heard earlier from Chris Grassi. And Chris, even though the team didn't win, didn't lose, it was a draw, he was happy with the performance. They just need to finish, and he thinks that this is a championship caliber team. On the other hand, you have Dan Stratford, head coach of the West Virginia Mountaineers, and he wasn't playing for the draw, but he was happy with it because all they needed was a point to win the Sun Belt Championship. Here's his thoughts on what happened last night.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard in a game like that where you know a point is enough in terms of the mindset and mentality of the players. As much as we try to preach that, we're coming here to try and win the game and think about even at halftime, it was like, have the mindset, we're going to go and score the first goal in the second half. You start looking at the clock and there's 22 minutes and there's 18 minutes and it's just tough. I don't envy the players in those moments, and they arguably made it harder for themselves because we conceded a lot of territory and we showed but we showed incredible character and resolve to obviously see it through and get the job done. So not an easy place to come and get a result, and one the boys will remember for a long time.
What allowed you to see it through tonight?
I mean, how long you got? Mark Max Broughton, Max Trethewey, Dante Huckabee, Freddie Jorgensen, keep going, Carlos Hernando, Otto and Bear, unbelievable. I mean, you think about that defensive structure, the back line, and the two defensive midfielders in front, and arguably to a man, right? In terms of the work that was required, it was a very, very different type of performance and very, very different type of playing style for us. We don't normally concede that much territory or that much possession, but like I said, the context of the situation is so unique that it's very, very hard not to fall susceptible to playing in that style, and yeah, they did what they had to do today.
Coach, what does it mean to win a title, just in the league and just for your program?
It means a ton. We've not done that yet. The one thing that we walked away from last season was a really magical historical season with not necessarily a trophy or an accolade along the way to recognise it. Obviously, one of the things that we set our stall out this year was to make sure we pick up some silverware and some hardware on the way. And if there's one thing this program hasn't had a great deal of over its 64 years existence, is it's enough conference titles, conference championships, tournament titles in that regard. So there was an emphasis on this team to do something that the team last year hadn't done, right? To do something that the team in recent years since I've been here have yet to achieve. So it's a really, really special moment. It's the first time in nearly 20 years to undefeated win the conference. So it's something that will stay with the memory, and yeah, I'll have something else collecting dust in the office here soon.
How important is that #1 seed in the Sun Belt tournament? All games got to go through Morgantown as long as you're playing.
Yeah, it's huge given the advantage that we have continued to show at home, right? I think undefeated now through 2 regular seasons, 3 of the last 4 regular seasons, 1 loss in the last 4 years at home. The guys can take a ton of confidence that when we play at Dick Delesk, we're a really formidable opponent. So yeah, to know that if you can advance through undoubtedly what will be a tricky conference quarterfinal, I would assume we're going to be playing someone that's playing for their lives, right? Playing to continue their season. You can't underestimate those games at this stage. I'd like to feel like the result today has probably done enough to shore up our place in the national tournament. But now we have, as you said, an advantage. We get to play at home potentially for 3 games, and why not go and win a conference tournament at this stage?
Coach Grassi talked about how this might have been the most complete performance his team has had in a year. I know you've coached against him a lot, obviously had a lot of history and friendship with him. Just, from your perspective, where does that performance from his guys rank among the times you've seen him?
Yeah, they're good. They're good. We know they're good. So we had to do it a slightly different way, and we elected to do it a slightly different way the longer the game evolved. What they did today was very, very different to what I felt I saw against Kentucky for them, quite honestly. That was a really, really different performance. So it's kind of horses for courses. Chris is willing to tinker and to adjust based on the context of his opponent, and obviously some of the adjustments they made today were effective, and we struggled to solve a few things early to build pressure higher up the field, which again is partly why we were a little bit more defensive oriented, because they were very, very effective in the way that they built the game at times and offered solutions that, with respect, we hadn't necessarily seen on tape and prepared for. So in the game, in an environment like that where there's a lot of noise, it's very, very difficult to help the players with some of those solutions in the moment. And arguably the adjustment we made at half-time probably created certainly less transition moments for them, less moments where they broke pressure and came downhill quickly, which we felt was the biggest risk, but certainly allowed them to have more of the ball and more of the territorial dominance. That was kind of what we had to sacrifice when we made some of the adjustments at half-time. So yeah, they're in the top 10 for a reason. We like to feel like we are too, and again, I think it's a credit to Chris and what he's achieved here at Marshall, and what we feel like we're building at West Virginia, that 3 of the last 4 years this has been a top 10 game. So for that spectacle, for that type of occasion, I said to the players, like, you've earned this, right? Like, you've earned this opportunity to play in front of a packed stadium, to play for something that matters, to play for a title. Only good teams get to do that, right? And there were 2 good teams out there today.
Dan, meaningful for this to happen. You won one of these as a player in the Big East. Meaningful for it to happen at your alma mater.
Yeah, 100%. The way the last couple of weeks kind of played out with the JMU game with 2 minutes left, and obviously the challenges we faced at Coastal. it's hard not for a little bit of doubt to creep in that are we going to let this one slip away. But with respect to as good as Marshall was today, I think over the course of the 9 conference games that we played this year, I do believe we were the best team in the conference over the body of work that we showed. So, I felt like we deserved this, but then you've got to go and prove it and you've got to go and show it. And like I said, the guys dug really deep tonight to get it done.
Head coach of the West Virginia Mountaineers, Dan Stratford, as the Mountaineers and the Herd play to a draw. And unfortunately for Marshall, that means that the regular season conference championship is out of reach for the Thundering Herd. The good news is Marshall gets another opportunity to win a championship. That comes up with the tournament. Marshall will play host to the tournament all the way up to the championship game. And, of course, if Marshall should be the highest remaining seed left in that championship, the Thundering Herd would have the opportunity to win the championship and play that at home. All right, we're going to wrap this one up. We are about out of time. We're going to make winners tonight. Our text line question of the day was going to be, who is going to have the first dunk at the Marshall basketball game on Saturday? And a lot of you have said Nate Martin, so we're banking on Nate Martin. No pressure there, but Nate has to have the first dunk or we're all going to look stupid. So stay on the text line. We're going to find out who wins here in just a moment. And don't forget, we'll give you another opportunity to win tickets tomorrow. That's going to do it for this edition. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back with you tomorrow here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Until then, have a great night, everyone.
Broadcasting from the Dave & Buster's studios. Eat, drink, play, and watch at Dave & Buster's in the Huntington Mall. ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. WRBC, W231BS Huntington.